I gotta check the sound on this shit, but basically, well, not this one, but basically though, say, so we gonna start with, okay, so like, I hear about the thing called like the algorithm. So like when I said like the last videos I was entitled them, so I kind of go against not against the algorithm, but I don't necessarily I want to title something what I want to title it with. But then we start off with say like Jay Z, just like you know Jay Z, but then you know his name was Sean Carter. So it's kind of like I don't know if that's to do with branding, but if you think of Dave Dash, you think of Rockefeller. If you think of even I think that's Mark Cuban, you think of the Mavericks, although he's really in the technology stuff, but you think of like the Mavericks. So it's more like even to tie everything together. And those three are perfect to name right there, because it surpasses. Okay, you even go to the Bible. Like you can go like you can get a Bible app. You can go to like you can get the Bible on your phone. You can search your Bible scriptures. You can search your Bible scriptures on YouTube or whatever. It's whatever the platform would be in a given moment in time. But basically, it way surpasses the internet. It's just how it can be. It's one way you can do it. Like I said, like you could pull up an album, say the Reasonable Doubt, for instance, on say YouTube, even on different platforms. You know what I'm saying you might buy it like on SoundCloud or like whatever, the subscription, whatever, how the heck that works. But it was made, I believe it was like '96. You know what I'm saying, but it's like so it came when that came out, it was more like I'm pretty sure it was the CD. It may have been the vinyl or whatever, but like the CD, so it's different packaging. But it's the music. So yeah, the music. It's the same way you can pull up Ray Charles. It wasn't no CDs. It wasn't no iPads, iPods, no smartphones, no CDs even. I mean, but the music, it's on what's it called now? You can stream. You know what I'm saying like Ray Charles, some Billie Holiday. So it's really, but it's really, yeah. So it really surpasses like everything. So that's like even like if you look at like yeah. So I go with algorithm. Well, I'll say this though. Like for me, if I like go to, it usually would be like music for me. If I go to one of my songs, I noticed this. Like the last one I went to, it had last three I went to, it had Nipsey Hussle like right below me. So it's like you have a works and go suggestions like people are stuff like what boom boom boom. So on the song Jean Paul Walker fuck me baby, you know what I'm saying? That one was like Nipsey Hussle was right under the mailbox money, of course. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I knew. And then the next time I think it was the same song, but it was J. Cole right the next let me say right below me suggestion. And then the next one I believe it was the Wisdom or what's it called? Oh, she always told me relax with her. I'm saying that one. Relax now. But so that one that one yeah, Lil Wayne was right below me with Rick Ross, the one fucking, you know what I'm saying? So, and then even like on YouTube Music, if I look at me, I lose it. It's usually people with a million plus and billion plus views, like music wise. But it's also like it's the stuff I talk about. I might get into that, but it's basically. So yeah, some stuff I do it with the purpose of like making it more original. I'll say or organic, but original, as opposed to trying to get views. Cause like right now, it's like. Yeah, but I mean, I've heard like I'm saying like the best sellers, best sellers, but the best seller of all time, and like it's like even every year is the Bible. How long did that come out? So it's more certain timeless stuff. It's not so much even Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying he wasn't even. He never even seen a glimpse of like his fame, notoriety, or glory, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, you know that name, but he never knew, like, so that's why I be like very grateful, like confident. Like come off like cocky as fuck, cause I already know the greatness in this shit. But it took a while to develop that, but to realize that shit. But I'm not gonna get into that either. I'm not gonna get into it was something else I wanted to get into it to an extent, but I don't necessarily want to. But yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, so yeah, I mentioned like the branding, even like what's the name? Yeah, you just sometimes like people for their brand, but then you also know like their actual name. Like it's like okay, even like take people like yeah. So we'll go back. I mean, you can even go Fubu, Damon John. But we'll just go back to Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? But Mavericks owner Mark Cuban. It's like we can even go to Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. Like he owns, I believe it is like whatever, like they whatever. Facebook bought Instagram. So it's even like once you, but then you know Mark Zuckerberg, what I'm saying from Facebook. But once you like say Mark Cuban again, once you have, well he was. I mean that's not even how he got his money to buy the Mavericks. But I'm saying you basically get Shark Tank now and stuff like that, your investments. So once you have like you get one thing, you branch back out. Even like I said, like with you could even say like if you want to say like Diddy or even 50 Cent, like he like did the music, Get Rich or Die Trying, but then he branched out and for sure like did the power thing. Then like not then, but the vitamin water. He had the book. I'm saying yeah, he had a video. I remember the video game back. I'm saying back when I was playing video games and shit. The video game. So you branch out, but it's like it starts from one thing. But my thing was I always known it can. So it's like if you notice, and in the same way, it's like what's it called? But basically, I say like the Maybach. I wouldn't make that example for my mother, like if she, but it's like what is it called? Like high end stuff. But it's like if you like a, so we'll say like Maybach, Chanel, Red Bottoms, whatever. If you see a person with an actual Chanel bag, people will wear fake Chanel bags. Like, here goes the boom, 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 get it for like, that's not real. Or what's that called? Gucci, or what's that, Burberry and all that? Like, people wear fake it, but if you have like a real thing, it like has a certain elegance to it. So basically, like, I already know certain stuff I do, like turn off the comments. The comments actually build the algorithm, so you actually get more people like to your thing. Same with like, what's it called? Titles, but it's funny because I named titles specifically, knowing damn well, unless it's like what I say, keep a woman faithful, but I actually put 2 L's because it's like faith, full of faith, and then faithful. So even with that, I'm like, it's likely not gonna get the algorithm title thing, and then at the same time, even like I understand these things like with turning off like the view count. If you see a video it has 1 million likes. I don't know if I'm making likes, but you know what I'm saying, more likes. It's like the, what's it called? What's it called? Social proof or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but yeah, I basically take all that out with the no like count and then no things like whatever. But it's even like a nostalgic thing. But I'm not gonna get that either. I'm not gonna get into all that right now. But it's also like, even if you write a comment under like someone's video, you're not gonna expect Jay-Z to heart it or write you back. And I'm just using that name. It goes, I mean, most musicians, for instance, like I like DM Days Hood one time. It was like more like just a little bit. It's more like, so that's not the point either. But it's also like I said, like nostalgia. Like you go back to, you watch TV, first get your cable thing. You could really like write a letter in. You can really write, but that's not the point of this video right now. It's more along the lines of doing the shit organic, but then at the same time just surpassing the whole entire like time frame, but knowing about the time frame very well, but also just knowing about like time in a whole holistic part of fucking life. So if I can go back say 2,000 years and I can go forward 2,000 years, and you can see like the same principles 2,000 years ago to right now, and you can kind of know what's going to happen in 2,000 years just from what kind of does remain the same. So the principles be remaining the same exact. And I be working on making these shit less than 10 minutes to an extent until I get to the point. I don't necessarily work on it, but then when I get kind of close to it, I'm like, yo, I could have made that shit, so it's gonna have to go on, you know what I'm saying? The girls are mine. But, or the, you know what I'm saying, they're the main one. But it's the same way. I could keep I can keep working when I'm not focused on one thing. So if anything like happens, I can go to Shorty Shorty. If anything happens with, say, that's how I got on IG. But then the YouTube started working again, so I got that, got the girls got mine, got the other ones, and got Facebook, got whole different ones on that. So it just never started working, but same with the music. There's always behind the scenes shit, there's always, even on here it's like thumbnails, for instance, always got shit to do. So it's really it's non-stop, but it's relaxed as heck. So it's working on that to be able to be relaxed as heck. Cause even wherever, yeah, the kind of cockiness comes from a certain aspect of stuff as well. Cause no matter where you are, there's always like, well, not always, but technically it's like people are gonna say. So yeah, I can come off and see me and think, oh, he's very what's it called? Antisocial, but I'm not antisocial at all. I'm very fucking social. I mean, even with that, I'm not gonna say that either, but it kind of is like that, but not necessarily. So it's kind of like a very, well, yeah, I'm not gonna get that, but it's just understanding how things work, but in a whole, even just lifelong journey, but making it all come together. So let me take it back to the beginning. Just Jay-Z, for instance. I mean, he made CDs. He just made music before CDs. So he's a good example for that, for instance, because I don't know when his last song came out, but it would just say it was like this year, last year, the year before. Either way, it's still, if he made his first one, like in the early '90s, just like a few decades, whatever. It's been so many different things, but you can still type them in online. That's what I said with the Bible. Same with that. You can pull up scripture in different translations and stuff, but it's just basically just in a different format. So that's why I don't really get too stuck on the different formats and different platforms. It's more of, you know what I mean?